Diana says, I force a smile daily. It really does change your brain chemistry. It really does. So there's a whole, I don't know if I'd say therapy so much, but there's a thing called laughter yoga. You look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's videos out there. It's really funny. I had to do this when I was working at a domestic violence shelter. We always had these different in-services, and one of them was from a woman who was teaching, I think it was laughter yoga or what she called laughter therapy. And it literally was laughing and making funny faces and practicing laughing from, different depths of within your chest and your diaphragm. And at first I was like, this is ridiculous. But we got into it, and you can't help but laugh. Like it was so ridiculous. And of course everybody's just laughing at nothing, which is even funnier. And then other people are walking by and we're all like laughing at nothing. And of course that just gets you more and more laughing. And it really does help to just change your mood, even for a little bit. There were studies done on, I think it was college students, and this was a psychological study, and they were something to do with depression. And what they did was I think they tried different medication. They had like a placebo group. They had, if I remember, I could be totally way off base on this, so I hope I'm not, but I might be. I want to say that they had one group that had an antidepressant, one group that had like a placebo, so like a sugar pill, and then one group that they had them put a pencil or a pen in their mouth, but hold it with their teeth like this. And the group that did that, I think, had even a higher, their depression lifted even more so than with the antidepressants, if I remember correctly. But what's interesting about this, so the reason that they were thinking that this works is it's cool because our physiology affects our psychology. Just like our psychology, like our thinking affects our actions, but our actions affect our thinking. So even if you don't feel good, like don't wait to feel good. You can do something like that. Like you can go laugh in the bathroom mirror. You can, put a pencil or a pen in your mouth for a little bit and smile. You can go watch. For me, I watched a lot of comedy during that time in my life. And I am a huge fan of Dave Chappelle. And I watched that one skit in particular with Prince, where it was blouses versus, like, they were playing basketball, and it was supposed to, like shirts versus skins, and it was blouses versus skins or whatever. Freaking hilarious. That just never got old for me. So, finding something, realizing like, okay, yeah, my whole life feels like it's falling apart right now. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that I can't take a time out and go watch a comedy or go enjoy nice weather. Like those two things can still be co-occurring. Just because everything's falling apart and things feel really overwhelming doesn't mean that you can't. It's sort of like, it feels like carrying around a big sack of rocks, right? Like there's just all of this heaviness. You're like, okay, this is my cross to bear. This is the weight that I must carry. And I'm going to wait until I heal to set this down. But my goodness, this is so heavy. This is so heavy. But I'm just going to carry it around because I don't know what else to do with it. I mean, that's really, I think, how, PTSD feels. It feels like I don't want to carry this around, but I feel like I can't set it down either. But there's a middle ground to that. There really, really is. And the middle ground is realizing, okay, I'm not my brain. My brain is not ready to set this fully down. So that's okay. But I'm tired. I'm tired of lugging this around. So I'm going to just practice putting this down. I'm going to practice putting all of this heaviness and this hurt and this heartache down. And I'm going to set this down for 10 minutes or an hour. And I'm going to go out with a friend to a movie, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to go watch something funny on YouTube. And then when that's over, if I want to come pick this trauma back up and carry it with me, because it's again, our brains are funny. It's this feeling of, unless we obsess about it, unless we think about it all the time, then you know, we have all of these associations that go along with that. Like, I like, if we let ourselves heal from this, I think some people struggle with this. If I let myself heal from this, then that somehow means that I'm okay with what happened to me. Or here's another example. I was talking to a family member of mine. Her best friend lost her husband. They were married for close to 50 years. She's having a really, really hard time with it. And she had said she feels really guilty having fun in life. That, I think in her mind, it's dishonoring her deceased husband by moving forward and having fun. So she feels she's really stuck in her grief. And so it's that kind of feeling where we feel stuck about something. You know, obviously she's not ready to move on, and she's not ready to feel happy. She feels guilty being happy because she doesn't want to forget him and what he meant to her, and her pain is still very real. So this is where this concept of like finding a middle ground comes in handy. We're like, okay, this is my grief, and this is my sadness, and this is all of that, and it's still really there, and I'm still going to be able to pick this back up, and but I'm going to try to regain power and control over this. So I'm going to set this down for a little bit, and then I can choose to pick it back up when I feel that I need to. And doing that more and more, it really does help to realize that we are in control over this. That we can put it down, and we can pick it back up. We don't have to carry it with us 24 hours a day. And also too, like, in her situation, I think there can be some benefit from kind of reframing her understanding of things, because I think it can be helpful to be like, oh no, honoring being happy and embracing life is a really great way, I think, to honor the dead. And because they don't have life right now, right? Or at least they don't have life in this physical form as we understand it. But to say like, okay, this is how I'm going to go pay tribute or homage to this person and to their life, as I'm going to, if they really loved to, I don't know, they really liked animals. So I'm going to go donate time or money to an animal shelter in their memory. Like, that's a nice way to honor a person. Destroying our life to honor them is that's not healthy, and it's not, it doesn't honor them. So, but, with other trauma, in this book, I think it was the Body Keeps Score. He talks a little bit about that with like different war veterans feeling the same way, with feeling like they can't, like, he was talking about one war veteran who said he would refuse to get on antidepressants, and he would refuse to take a medication to help with nightmares. And the veteran had said, he's like, I feel like if I do that, I'm dishonoring those that died. So it's like he felt like he had to keep that trauma alive to keep their memory alive. So it's all in the way we kind of perceive things. And then, but yeah, practicing putting stuff down really does make a huge, huge difference, and realizing you can take time out to be happy. It doesn't mean that you're in denial. It doesn't mean that what happened to you is somehow okay. It doesn't mean that you're just, like, over it. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you're choosing for the next 10 minutes or 1 hour or 10 hours or however long that you're going to find some joy in your life, because this is how you're going to try to get power and control back over your experience and over your life. Lots of love to you guys. You are not alone. You are not crazy, and you really can move forward and heal from this.